Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. And today, guys, we got a special guest. But before we introduce the special guest, it's Derby Day. Derby Day. When the greatest football club in world football face the second English best of all time. So,
that's right.
Let's introduce now. So, welcome, Mr. B.
Evening.
Monday.
Hi, guys.
And Vinchi, our special guest. Thank you, all the way from Canada.
Welcome.
Thank you, Vinchi. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
How
so
are you
much.
doing today, Vinchi? How's things going?
I'm fantastic. It's a new day, get to meet and talk to you lot. It's nice. It's great.
Yeah. And you're looking forward to the game as well, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let's start talking about the build up to the game, guys. Manchester United versus Liverpool. Probably for me, one of the most nervous games for me throughout the whole season. I don't really care about any other club, but when the fixture list come out, the first game I look for is Man United, home and away against Liverpool. I don't really care about Man City. I don't look at them as a rivalry because they've got no history. They're by their history. Liverpool, Man United now, two biggest clubs in English football, if not world football. So, Vinci, when we get you look at the list when it comes out, obviously Man United, Liverpool catches your eye. But to the build-up of a derby game, how do you feel to a build-up to it?
Oh, there's always optimism, man. I love this game. One, as a football fan, it never bores me. Like a Man United Liverpool game is never boring for me. And for me, I love it because both fan bases are always on the edge of their seats because we can talk, we can banter, but deep down we're like, literally, this other team can get us if we don't come correct, So it's like it's the edginess, suspense. I love it, and we know that the teams and the players, they never disappoint. It's like every other game. We can play a Sheffield and be like, oh man, we could have played better. But when Man United and Liverpool go at it, they go at it. It's a club-wide thing. So that's why it's like it's always nice.
Yeah, and let's go to on Monday. On Monday, a game like this for me, like I call it the spectacle of the season. So, give me your opinion. What's your thoughts about this game? I'm sorry, I'm going to put you on Solus things as well, guys.
I just want to repeat what Vinci said. He's got me all excited now. I mean, he spoke with such passion about the game. It's so true. It's like two titans coming head to head. And as we saw, there was whisper. I think the guys were saying tomorrow at the stadium, there's going to be Liverpool supporters and Man United supporters coming together to unite for a common cause. And that is football. So it's just a celebration of football tomorrow. Hopefully we get the win. Because Liverpool aren't doing too well this season, but I'm always excited. There's always a threat. Even the underdog can always win on the day. I remember years and years of Liverpool domination, and we used to still give them a good battle. So I'm so excited for the game, especially after our result yesterday. It just gives us more momentum. So bring it on,
Mr. B. This game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Various reasons. If I'm honest, there's a couple, but yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm confident, but while Liverpool are down, I want us to kick them.
Okay, so Vinci, with this, what Armando just spoke about before we go more in details in the game, this is the first time that the enemies, we have come together to do a protest, almost like arm in arm at the game on Sunday to tell the greedy owners of both our football clubs enough is enough, and we don't want them at the club if they're going to carry on this behaviour. What sort of your correspondent with everything that's happening at the moment with the Super League and the so-called Big Six getting into it and trying to just make more money rather than worrying about the fans and basically the pyramid scheme of the football?
No. I mean, like it was mentioned that these are two titans of English football. So what two better teams to come out and voice and show solidarity for the game of football?
Yeah.
I, I think it's got to come from Liverpool and Man United, because also to dispel this whole notion of like because I think initially there were murmurs that the clubs were kind of actively involved and pushing it. So this kind of solidarity, when you hear the coaches coming out speaking up against it, at least you guys are lucky. You got Ed Woodward out of there. That's a positive that came out of that. But just seeing this solidarity, the two biggest teams in English football, it really shows that these are just not teams that just play for money. They're like two custodians of the heritage of British football and the Premier League as a whole. So for me, I'm glad it's happening. And it's a sign. It's an indication of where football, English football especially, is at, and it's a message they're trying to send in case of the future, in case any of because this could be a potential threat later. So it's more like, how do we deal with this and sending a message to the rest of the world like this? We're not going to have this here.
Yeah. So I'm going to now go to on Monday. Do you guys want to touch on anything? Because this is something that we've been talking about every week at the moment on the show. Do you guys want to touch on anything what Vinci said? Or
for me, Vinci just covered it. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it. I'd rather talk about the game, all this side of thing, the business side of thing, the money, the root for all evil. I'm not. It brings a bad taste in your mouth. So I just want to focus on whooping their ass and on the pitch.
So,
I agree with Monday.
If you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe. We are the Man United Agenda. And guys, let's kickstart the show now. So, the decline of Liverpool. Are they the worst Premier League champions ever? Vinci, can you sum up and tell us what's going on with your club? I would have said pathetic club, but that's a bit strong word to use. To sum up what's going on at the moment with your club as a whole, Jurgen making all these excuses about the wind was too strong or his toe was cold, or rather than giving football team a bit more credit than what they actually do. And Vinci, don't take the hard way, but I don't like Liverpool.
I understandably so. How would you like us if we've been winning quite recently? So I understand. What in terms of this season, right? What I would say in general is I think you would be making the biggest mistake to have too many takeaways from this season. If you look at this season and you get excited, for example, if I was a Man U fan, right, I get too excited from this season, then I'm in trouble, because this season is quite an anomaly for a lot of reasons. Obviously, COVID has done a number on a lot of teams. In fact, the entire football ecosystem has been affected by it. But these are factors, not excuses. Credit should be given where credit is due. You guys have lost 4 games in the entire year. It's not easy to do. Man City is the only other team that's lost 4. Let me just say, you guys have shown resilience in this very weird season. You and Man City and a few other teams, West Ham, Leeds, but just to mention a few, I'm not mentioning all of them. But you guys have shown resilience, and that I give you credit for. But one thing where I was going with that is, you'd be a fool to believe that, with the factors, I don't want to call it excuses because we've been shamed for calling it.
You're a wise man.
For calling it, so I want to call it factors. You'd be a fool to look at the factors that have affected each team, including Liverpool this season, and think that it's sustainable. And I think deep down, every fan knows that, there's still that elephant in the room of like, how do we literally deal with a full squaded Liverpool team, which if they do come back, everything changes. Everything, dynamics, everything. So I I hope I've answered your question without, bashing too much about the nitty gritties, because I know you guys are looking for an opportunity to buy that. All I'm just saying is that these factors that affected Liverpool, that's kind of made us that's not giving us the best title defense as much as we would like, because we would have honestly liked a chance to give it our best shot. The dice were thrown, we're not able to adjust to it in the conditions that we're given, and we're paying for that. The football we're playing is equivalent to where we are, is equivalent to the results we've gotten from Champions League, League Cups, FA Cups, and the league. So, to be honest, I think the league is an accurate depiction of everyone's season so far.
Okay, thank you. And a very good analogy there. So let's go to on Monday. Let's go to on Monday. On Monday, like what Vinci has said there, he's made some great points there. Obviously, he did make no excuses up about the poor performance and the poor results about Liverpool. Again, I'm going to ask Vinci this, and like what Vinci said as well, on reflection of the season, it's not the greatest season in football at the moment because due to the pandemic. But the way I look at it is every club has the same problem that's going on. So Man United sitting second in the league. I know you're going to sit there, so I'll give you your 2 minutes to rant about Ole. But do you honestly believe that the season is a weird season? Because I hear a lot of people talking about a weird season. The way I look at it is on merit right now. Man United are sitting second league, and that's by where the true league position is. They haven't lost. We haven't lost a game away from home in sort of like, 23 or 24 games?
Okay.
Yesterday, we conceded 2 goals. The only other team for us to concede more goals since we've lost to Tottenham was Leicester City. Apart from that, that's the only goals we've conceded, more than 2 goals in a game.
Okay. Yeah, just to touch on what Vinci was saying, that was a very educated response. He's been doing his homework. Okay, well done. He's under attack, he's got his guard up, Okay, so yeah, nice moves. Liverpool, the league doesn't lie. The league does not lie. It's a level playing field. We all have to play in this weather. You understand what I'm saying? So I give credit to West Ham. They're performing. That's where they belong. Every position in the league, it never lies. It just balances itself out. It's like a marathon out there. So if you're going to get exposed, you've got any weaknesses in your armor. If you scratch the surface with Liverpool, there's a weakness. In my eyes, there's always been a weakness there. And now it's been exposed, but big time. It's like a gaping wound that they can't seem to stitch up in time. So this thing about Liverpool coming back to 90 point per season form, I doubt it very much. The Jurgen Press, the way he plays football, he needs to refresh the squad. The squad's finished. Okay, so it's not going to come back. It could take another 30 years for them to get back to that sort of level. That time has gone in the past. Especially, so if you drop off, you don't drop off like that. That's like a huge drop off. No team drops off like that and can recover the next season and come back. Because if that is the case, there's a lot of Liverpool supporters out there who've been flapping their lips about excuses and all season about Van Dijk and all this kind of thing. When Van Dijk comes back, when all these factors, as you said, not excuses, come back into play, then we will see Liverpool still won't be the team. Do you understand what I'm saying? Liverpool still won't be that team. Man City have taken it on. They've been consistently 80, 90 points. Liverpool done it for 2 seasons, and they've blown out now. The hunger's gone, and they've lost it. They will never, ever be, under Klopp, another championship winning side. And I mark my words on that. It's not this. It's just plain facts. So the COVID, forget about it. It applies to everybody. Doesn't matter. We stay on, like I say, we're playing on the same pitch. I know on Sunday football, sometimes we play on pitches with hills like that. You have your half when we're going downhill. We have our half when we're going downhill. It balances out. You understand what I'm saying? So good luck to Liverpool, but it's all about being the top 4 from now on. Forget about winning the league. It's over to the Manchester clubs.
And let's go to, I see Vinci there, a big smile there. Mr. B.
Boy.
All the I know.
Oh boy, listen, look. As I said, the last couple of years have been painful for me watching Liverpool. You watch how they progress, the time the manager's been given, the system that they play. But yeah, I do agree with Amonde to a certain extent that I think you lot are done. I think you lot are done out here, man. You lot have had your time. You had Clippity Klopp doing his thing. Granted, you've had injuries, but when Van Dijk comes back, he's not going to come back the same player. That's going to take time. Will he come back to play in the Euros? Probably, which is going to be good for you lot in regards to he's then got the game time to go into the season. But if he doesn't go into the Euros, how long do you give him? I mean, he's going to be playing every single game, you know, and he's not going to be the Virgil that you lot had. You know, he might come back better, but it's going to take time. But then I'm thinking about the rest of the team. You know, you've got Henderson, a year older. He's now not playing. You know, you've got Thiago, who hasn't found his feet. I do expect him to improve, but his style, I'm an outsider. So I'm looking at his style. I just think it slows down Liverpool's play.
Yep.
Whether or not that is me being over to play with Van Dijk, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to kicking you lot's ass on this Sunday.
Okay. So, guys, if you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe. The Man United Agenda. So, Vinci, I'll keep coming back to you because obviously you're our guest and you're the Liverpool man to defend your team. Klopp, we're just discussing about Jurgen and the burnt out. Now, obviously, I watched a documentary a few days ago regarding him. And what they were trying to say was he's got about a 5 to 6 year sell-by date where he gets the team and he run them so rugged that basically he did it to Bayern Munich where he won 2 titles. And then after that, Dortmund. And then after that, the team was finished. Now, with Liverpool and the current climate we're in, do you believe the owners could go out and basically give him, in this pandemic, give him about sort of probably what, 100, let's say 200 million to go and spend on players to come in just to refresh it? Because also Mane, I love Mane, and he's one Liverpool player I love, and I love his character, I love his charisma, I love everything about him. The only Liverpool player I like that much. But he hasn't really done too much. Saying that now, he's going to go score against United. But what do you make of his season? Obviously, could Klopp go out and actually get the money to spend to bring players in to freshen the team up, like what Amonde said about burnout and stuff like that?
This season, it's tough. Like I said, COVID has had very big financial implications on how clubs are going to run their team for the next 2 seasons. I presume this is obviously, you know, Liverpool's not got the they're not fortunate to be backed by oil. So the way we do business is a bit different. And we've got some very semi-stingy foreign investors as well. You lot have got Americans as well. So in terms of it would be tough for him to maneuver things. For me, I think I've said this before. Klopp, this is a challenge for Liverpool and Klopp personally, because a lot of people talk about this stain he had at Mainz or Dortmund, and they've attributed it and sealed it like a tomb. Like that's what he's gonna die with. He's not done coaching, first of all. And 2, you know, he's got to be at a point where he looks at the season and he looks at what he's got in the dressing room and assesses what he sees in training and obviously performances on the pitch and make a few decisions. I don't think he's gonna buy too many people. We've sealed Konate. Forward wise, to be honest, a lot of people are seeing that, they're seeing our underwear a bit in terms of finishing in front of goal. It's quite visible how we would definitely benefit from clinical finishing. But to be honest, the reason why it's really showing now is because we're not getting the results, because it's always been the case for the last 3 seasons or 4 seasons. We don't have proper strikers, so when they're banging goals and they're winning golden boots, it just shows you how much of the intensity that Klopp plays with. And speaking of intensity, like we touched on, you say that he runs the teams down. Yes, I will phrase it in a different way. Klopp's system demands a lot of physicality. Pep's system demands a lot of physicality. The winning teams, if you're gonna win trophies in this modern day era, unfortunately, they don't play silky smooth football like we used to do, where you can conserve your energy and use a bit more like 1-2s and how Arsenal used to play, Man United used to play. That doesn't happen anymore. It's very physically demanding. It's bam, bam, boom. We run, we push. So that's what he does. It's heavy metal football. Now, for me, Klopp's evolution has to come with mixing this up, because obviously, when you don't have the right personnel, it's easy to get exposed, like we've been exposed this season, where people start to think that, we've got that figured out. But at the end of the day, football tactics is a game of chess, right? When you have one strategy, and guess what? One pass could make it flop, and once that flop happens, you get countered, right? That's pretty much how Manchester United has been scoring the entire season. It's literally counter-attacks. But but like my point is, when it's a game of chess, attack, defend. It's like managers figuring out each other every game week. So for me, he'll have to be honest, he'll have to work with a majority of the same players. The great thing is we get some players back, so it feels like a new signing, but it's like it was mentioned, it's not really new signings, because Van Dijk has to adjust game time, obviously, and to competitive game time. Gomez, Konate would have to stay out of injury trouble. There would be a lot of gelling that needs to be done, no questions asked. But in terms of Omondi, rubbing his crystal ball, saying that we will not see Liverpool maybe for the we don't know that. We don't know that. Like, for example, I congratulate you guys. You guys have got 1 foot in the Europa final.
2 feet.
Technically 2 feet, because it's Roma and they just do this all the time. But Mourinho did that for you guys. He got you guys feeling like you were heading somewhere. Got you guys second. Got you guys Europa. He won a cup, and he did it with Zlatan. He did it with some interesting players as well. But then what happened after? So we don't know. But one thing I do know for sure is you can't. Man United, personally speaking, if you look at progression, you guys are behind. Let's be real, right? In terms of domination, in terms of playing like Man United have known. And as fans, I think deep down you know that you've been overtaken by Man City and Liverpool, and that probably pisses you off. But at the end of the day, right, it's about getting to work. Woodward is gone, right? It's about getting to work and you guys really taking it to the next level. Because like I said, this season, if you're over there celebrating the season and feeling good, it's not going to be the same season next year. It's going to be actually much more challenging. You got to come correct.
100%. So with that, Vinci, I'm going to admit it. Me, myself, I'm not over excited at all about this season. I'm just excited that we hopefully kick your ass on Sunday. That's all I care about. Yeah. Provided we get 1 up on Liverpool, I don't care really.
In the Premier League. Yeah, because we know that Yeah, because we know that the FA Cup is a farmer's cup.
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
So before we go, can we, Mr. B, would you mind hitting some of these comments out, and then we're gonna then start looking at I want to ask him about obviously the defense, about buying defenders, and then we're gonna before that actually let's read the comments out, and then I'm gonna go to Ole Press interview, and then we'll then look at the team selection. So, Mr. B,
message from Linville Stewart. Welcome, Linville. Says we're gonna destroy Liverpool FC. Yes, we will. I'm glad you agree. Another one from Linville. Mr. B looks like he buy a new poster to put up every week. Yo, it's the same posters, but the missus does the redecoration. You know what I mean? So if you look back, they're all the same. They've just been moved up, down, sideways, left, right, and center.
That's fantastic misses right there. I need to get me one of those.
Yeah. The best, trust me. Yeah. Mr. Silver Fox again. People forget that unstoppable Van Dijk was in the team that lost 7-2 to Villa. Hashtag 2-season wonder.
Hi, Rowan.
Yes, Rowan. Hello.
Evening, Rowan. Oh,
Vinchi. We got one of your supporters. Good evening,
Mr.
Charles. We're gonna wait for the comments to start popping off in a minute. Vinci is a Liverpool fan. He doesn't really like too much what we said. So before we go into the Man United team, I just want to ask you what your opinion. Obviously, again, we know we got tight owners, but you went out and you bought a centre back who was been relegated, then on the brink of relegation again with another club, then also went out and bought another player in the lower league, and almost you haven't played him, and you still played the two sort of your defensive midfield players at centre back when you've got a young guy. Is it Phillips? He's been half decent. So again, I know you guys got a lot of injury and stuff like that, yeah. But why didn't Klopp play Phillips more often and then take out Henderson from that defense and play him in his correct position to give the team that more fluidity? Yeah.
So I love how you say it's hard to we should definitely consider a transfer to Manchester United. I think you fit in very well with your team there. No, but in the larger, to your point in general, yes, it is a criticism Klopp has faced in terms of how he filled in the gap in defense and how he should have perhaps played Phillips early on when Henderson was better and not trying to plug in the gaps. But to be honest, our fan base, we have this thing where we really back our manager because he's obviously taken us to places we haven't been in a while. So we kind of trust his judgment, unlike some other clubs that literally get their manager and just, even though he's getting results, they're just making a lot of noise and saying, they want him out. But with regards to that, he's adjusted. Sometimes personally, I do have a problem with some of the his picks, but to be honest, he sees what he sees in training. He's the one that has to deal with personnel. In terms of the player we got from the second division, you know how you have to just, how you have a kid. I don't have a kid, but I've seen this with my nephews and nieces. Like when they're just shouting and they're crying, and you can't, and you just like, oh, can you just be quiet? So you start doing things. Obviously, you make funny faces and you do funny shit, like so that they would actually stop and be distracted. That was exactly what that buy was. It was just a distraction for the fans. He's British. It's nice. It fills the quota. It just worked well in that very small transfer window, just to be like, oh, we tried. We got a defender. We tried. Kabak. In terms of Kabak, he's not a bad buy, to be honest. Because I'm all about the eye test.
Hello, eye test is on the show tonight.
Welcome to my world.
I'm all about the eye test. So in terms of like what I've seen from him, he's not a starting 11. But you know what? If one person has a nick or two here on their ankles and stuff, and they go out for 3 games, I think Kabak can do a very decent job in covering for the starting defender. So that's why I say Nat Phillips, personally speaking, and you'll get different views from Liverpool supporters on this. I think he's got room to improve, if I do say so diplomatically. And his future could be bright. But for me right now, I think my mentality as a fan is a lot like, I think you guys could share the same thing. It's a lot like Titan. Like, I think Liverpool is a massive club. So when I see people wear the shirt, and got the badge on, there's a certain level of determination and skill level that I need to be seeing on the pitch. Nat Phillips has the determination, he has the fight, he has the hunger, but the skill level, I don't see that for me. And a lot of other players, to be honest, right now, they've been exposed. But there's some players that we can give a pass for. And these are the players that I think Omondi mentioned were washed or something, or Dr. or Mr. B. He mentioned that they were washed. Mane, Salah, and Firmino, I think we can, as a club and a fan base, I think we can be quiet for one season with the heavy metal football they've been playing if they have a not so great season, So that's my personal opinion on that. But no, honestly, this game, guys, I know that you're talking strong with your chest out and puffing. You guys are nervous, I know. And for me, I'm cool. And if I do, let me just add this real quick. One thing that I've actually admired about Man United and Liverpool supporters is when they get victories or when they win a trophy and there's domination, we don't make too much noise. Like, I'll give an example. We have a common enemy called Arsenal, right? and the thing is, Arsenal, I respect them in the sense that they have balls to make noise when they're winning and when they're not. And their license is always, they pull out their license badge and it's always the Thierry Henry era.
Invincible,
that's there. And then they flip it back, they put it in their pocket and they keep talking. And I'm just like, Henry has retired, been a coach, won cups in other leagues, been a coach, out of a job now, looking for a job. And you guys are here still showing his ID type of thing. So Man United, I've noticed that, like, when you guys win, you don't make too much noise. When you struggle or when you don't win, you guys demand. You demand a certain type of, like, players, football, and just how the club is managed. And I love that. Now, one thing I do want to see that I've been seeing and noticing, and I do want to warn you guys about, also, I like to stress that when Liverpool also won, we were happy, but I don't think Liverpool fans were rubbing it in on everybody's face. I think
they were.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Come on.
Nice.
I think it was one of those that it was just like, oh, this is nice. Finally, we're back there.
You see, sorry, Vinci, can you see that comment there? Can you see that comment down the bottom of your screen there, yeah? You see that gentleman there? Oh, my days, we got it from him. We got it from him. We got it from him.
Okay. There's always outliers. but generally speaking, I think it was more of a relief that we can actually hold our head high up again and actually.
It was after 30 years though, yeah.
Yeah, and we can actually scare you guys a bit. Now, what I've realized is you guys are starting to get too excited over wins and trophies that aren't significant when you look at the level of prestige. Like, the last trophy you won was Europa. You're in Europa finals and you're so excited. I know it's the only cup you've got left. You should be excited, but it's like, you should win it. You know what I mean? You should win it. It's expected that you should win it. If you dropped out of Champions League where you're supposed to be, and you get relegated to another, to a lower level European, you should win that if you look at all the other teams there. So I know that you should be happy because you're winning games in a pandemic season, but Man United, I should be talking about winning 2 cups each season. That's the level that, if I recall, you guys would agree, right? Is what
100%.
you guys are used to.
Yeah, 100%. Vinci, some great insight there. So let's go. Guys, you guys want to touch it?
Sorry. We're back. Sorry. After 5 most boring minutes I've heard of my life. Solo. Don't let him chat so much. Jesus Christ.
You missed the nice things I said.
I've been taking notes. Oh my gosh.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. You go.
Oh,
You go.
All right. Vinci, please. Because I was talking in my sleep. All right. Your players, 28, 29, you said about Mr. B, your front three, you've been burning them out. 28, 29 years old, they're finished. They're not going to get any better, I'm afraid. This is what I'm saying. You need to rejuvenate the squad. They're not getting any better. Second point, Klopp. I want to see Klopp have a transition stage. After, like Solo was saying, after 6-7 years, the major drop-off. They either get found out or the drugs ain't working anymore. Okay, so let's see him refresh the side and stay with the side and not go off and manage Germany or do something else. Let's see him do something here. I need to see evidence for that. That's why I say what I say about you not winning anything for a period of time. Because I'm seeing old players not getting any better, being found out. As you know, when Mourinho came to the Premiership, he smashed it, brought his philosophy, smashed it. After a while, people sussed him out. Ferguson transitioned this side and managed it and said, right, now we're ready for them. They were good. Yeah, we dealt with that. Most clubs in the Premiership, like with Liverpool, they've seen Jurgen come along and say, okay, this is a good brand of football, but now you've been sussed out. It's not going to happen anymore. We know what to expect, okay? So until I see evidence for that, you're finished. You've made him a messiah. He is the new messiah. It's like you call Robbie Fowler God. And he didn't even win a title. You know what I'm saying? He's called a God. Kenny Dalglish is the king. Do you know what I'm saying? Any kind of player who's half decent, they get a nickname and they're raised above like a new idol. You've done that with Klopp. He's done fantastic, but he's a con man, in my opinion. Okay? These are the reasons why. The standards have dropped because in the Premiership, this is top league. You can't continue that same philosophy and expect it to work all the time. Even Mr. Pep Guardiola, whatever his name is, he's had to adapt. He's come with his Cruyff thing. He's had to tweak it even more to get even working even better. And that's despite him getting millions and millions of pounds to bring in the best players in Europe. Do you know what I'm saying? So I know you're very slick. I've watched you before. I've done my homework on you. Okay? So I know where you're coming with. You talk it out. You got these articulate words, everything else. You send people to sleep. I hear my notepad don't lie.
Okay. Let's go to Mr. B. You want to add anything to that, Mr. B? And then we're going to listen to other press conference.
Just a little one. Yeah, there is a drop off from what United used to be, and we are demanding. The fact that we've dropped out of the Champions League into Europa, I wasn't happy with, and I still don't think it should happen. But we're there. So up until the quarterfinal, like I said, I wasn't really getting too excited. We're in the final of a lower level European Cup, fine, but we're in a final. What you have to remember, though, you're going to be in that tournament the whole of next season. So, I'm expecting you guys to win it now because 2 seasons before you won the Champions League. So, we will sit down in the Champions League. We might be the whipping boys of the group, but the fact that we're going to listen to that music for it might only be 6 games. I will accept, And Amonde said it. Your players are going to be older. We know how to play against Liverpool. We set up the blueprint where, you do your roller 100 mile an hour. We sit back, boom, 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 catch you on the counter attack. So the game tomorrow is going to be interesting to see how Klopp sets it up because I don't know if he's going to play Cavani, but I hope that your young boy Phillips plays. And if he doesn't, then who will you play? Kabak and I don't know. Phillips. I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to hurting you guys tomorrow. I really want it to be painful. I want us to be the team or the team that you lot feel stops you from getting the top 4.
Brilliant. So, guys,
sorry, one more thing, please. Just to add, a very short thing. What I do agree with Vinci, he made some good points. We are not. This is what I'm saying about. I have to say, Ollie out. We're not at that level. We don't have that manager who's going to take us.
Don't give him that ammunition.
No.
He's right. He's right about that. We're not there yet, and we are getting a false delusion about the league. Chelsea, as we see, they had amateur and Lampard this season. Next season, they're going to be much stronger. Liverpool might be a little bit stronger when they get their players back, but like I said, it won't be championship. That's kind of strong, and maybe another team as well. So it's a full storm. We can't sleep or rest on our laurels. We're in second place. This is an improvement, but what we're striving to do is improve again and take us to that championship level. We haven't been there for a long time. You know about this, not being there for a long time. So we haven't been there for such a long time, in 7-8 years. So we're trying to take baby steps and get back there. So yeah, I agree with you on that point. You made some really good points.
So look, can I just say a few things? I love the energy from Omondi. Like, I was waiting for that because I've watched your videos before coming. I've done my research as well. I was wondering why you guys were hiding that energy. I was like, yes, that's what I wanted to hear. See, the funny thing is, anytime someone passionately expresses themselves about their club, there's always two sides to the story, which I love. So you talk about coaches being a scam and things like that. We bring in coaches and we obviously hope that they get the job done. We obviously hope they bring wins and obviously they bring success to the club, right? How many coaches have Man United switched since Ferguson? Because the last time you gave me a successful statistic was when Ferguson was actually in coach. Everything else is a blur for all Man United fans. It's Ferguson and, oh my God, to Ollie. Ferguson to Ollie. But guess what? You've had several coaches in between. World-renowned coaches as well. How many players have you guys actually brought in? World-class players. I'm telling you, we had Di Maria.
Don't bring Di Maria into this. Di Maria was terrible.
No, but he's world class. Look what he's doing in PSG.
He's stalling for time.
Okay, so we got Di Maria, we've got Van Gaal, we've got Moyes, who's actually doing an amazing job in West Ham. So clearly, there's something wrong.
That's his level.
You brought Mourinho, certified bona fide trophy winners. Won it in Italy, won it in Spain, won it in Portugal, won it in England with Chelsea, and they come to Man United.
You know his CV. Come on.
There's excuses for every coach that isn't Ferguson. Ollie comes in, right? Even when he's doing well, there's excuses for Ollie, and some people want him out. Not mentioning names.
What about Brendan Rodgers?
I'm just wondering. I know we've got a few, but guess what, right? We were in search. You guys were at the apex, right? We're working to get back to the apex, right? So I'm just wondering when Man United fans will actually smell the very strong coffee that has been brewing in their house for the last 5-6 years since Ferguson left. Because you guys are just passing by and thinking everything is well. Stop talking like everything is well. There is a cause for alarm. You look right across the street, the team in blue that's in your home, in your area, is dominating you for years and seasons, and you're not ashamed. And not to talk about, I know we're two titans, Liverpool, Man United, but Man City has been there rubbing blue all over your whole city.
They will never rub blue over the city. They will never run blue. Never run blue over that.
I love that. I love that energy, right? Because that's what it's supposed to be. But that's what's been happening. So when you come and call our coach, a scam, and he's actually delivered results.
Show me, as I said to you, show me the evidence that he's not a scam artist.
Okay. So
So okay, don't
okay.
answer.
So, wait.
No, let me speak.
Go on.
Okay, go ahead.
Guys,
You
quick
just
one.
said-
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you.
No, I had to
No,
make
you
this
can
point.
finish. You can finish.
Okay.
We need to wrap this up in about 7 minutes because
Okay, let me make
he's running out of
before I
time.
forget. He just said a very good point about Blue Manchester running the thing. You know why Manchester are there? They wouldn't be a club if it weren't for the money that was invested in them. Look at them, millions of
money.
millions. Okay, but let me take you back in history. When you were dominating, it was your Everton with Howard Kendall who came and became a better club than you. 84, 85, they destroyed you for the league. 86, 87, but they couldn't go any further because your fans kicked them out of Europe.
We took it back.
That was with no money. That was with a footballing ability, and all their players got sold to Glasgow Rangers. So don't talk about a takeover because Everton took you over when you
took it back. We took it back, though. You got to take it back.
What do you mean you took it back?
We took it back.
Yeah, because they had to sell on their players because they couldn't play in Europe.
No, but we dominate. We dominate Merseyside. Everybody knows who the king of Merseyside is, but nobody.
Hold on. I'm giving you a lesson here. I'm giving you a lesson.
This is a history lesson, by the way. Yeah, this is called a Monday.
Relax.
A Monday history lesson.
Go ahead. No, I've got my wine here. Let's go.
In 84, 85, Everton, they decided to have a plan to beat you, and they did. They won the FA Cup. They won the Cup Winners' Cup. They won the league. They were on the cusp of being a great side. They were a great side, you know. But the whole of English football went into the dark ages because Liverpool messed up. The fans, horrific thing that happened at Heysel, but they got banned for 5-6 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everton were on the cusp of destroying you and being the number 1 club in the country. So don't talk about money aside, money coming in and taking over. They haven't taken over just yet. They've got all the resources and everything else. We're still number 2. Okay, where are you guys?
Okay, guys, could you just read out these comments quickly for us, please? The first one.
One from Charles William. He's keeping his powder dry. My man's done our chat. Ben Davis is who we brought in, who we haven't played. That's the young guy from wherever he was from. The cheap one that you're going to end up selling to Celtic to make a profit anyway. He's a good centre-back, old school style, but struggles to play the ball out, which hinders our transitional play.
Good point.
That's one from Charles Williams. Rowan, I think he was laughing at you on Monday when you were sleeping.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Liverpool, this is one for Rowan. Liverpool need new players. The current players have burnt out.
Well said.
Linville. Liverpool fans are getting very excited. Yeah, Van Dijk's coming back. The Messiah. He's right. We were quiet. We didn't understand. We didn't go overboard. Jose treble. He.
Oh, Charles,
Jose's don't. Yeah, don't start. One from Linville. They're gonna soon drop out of the top 6. I think they'll finish 5th. And Charles again on Monday. You taking your notes. Run from Kevin Husbands.
Welcome. Kelvin.
I don't know. I think he's a new one. Don't think Ole can get you to the next level. Listen, look, that's you typing there, isn't it, on Monday? Charles Williams. Finished Salah winning the race for the Golden Boot. He's been found out. Your opinion, you're happy to have Ollie at the wheel. You've won nothing under Ollie. No, we haven't. Agreed. We've got to win the trophy that we're in, and we're in the trophy for this season. So
we're in a trophy, yes.
We still got a good chance.
One foot in the final.
Another one from Charles. Sorry, we are only going to be in it if we win it on Sunday. I think he's talking about Champions League.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about. Ending you lot's Champions League hopes. Yeah, even if it's a 1-0 and it's a tracky game. Charles, again, what nonsense you're chatting. This is league, not domestic cup. Hold up. Says hush up. Ollie be defending. Defending what? We're not defending anything. Charles, again. Listen to this deluded fans. United haven't improved from Jose's reign. Oh,
Amy,
Charles,
welcome,
man.
Amy, welcome. Amy must be new.
Hi, Amy.
Another one promoted. Good evening, guys. Well done again for such a great show. Keep it up.
Thank you. So, quick one, because we know obviously Vinci is on a time limit. We're just listening to Ole's interview. On Monday might fall asleep again, and then we go for a score prediction.
All right.
The players are focused on the game and nothing else. You know, they've handled difficult situations before. Of course, it was a strange week before the Leeds game after the Super League announcement. But I've got to say that I'm not worried 1 second that our mind is not on the football when it happens. You know, I think you saw here in the semi that the players are fully focused on performing. I think football has turned this way or become this way. Of course, one, you fight to win the Premier League. That's the bread and butter. That's a dream. That's what everyone wants. But there's almost like another trophy, second, third, fourth, because Champions League is such a massive tournament to be in. You play against the best. There's loads of financial gains by being there. So last season, when we were so far behind, our aim was to get into the top four. Sometimes top four is not even secure. You know, you might have to be, because Arsenal and Chelsea can still win the respective tournaments and not be top four. So we've just got to make sure that we are doing our job. And of course, Bruno was part of that as well. We picked an experienced team to handle setbacks and to be able to handle setbacks. It was a big plus for me, the way Bruno, Paul, Edinson, Marcus, even at his young age, the running he made second half, the runs, he might not get the credit for it, but his movement was excellent. So yeah, we need, in games against Liverpool, we need experience, we need quality, we need to defend well, we need every aspect of the game, because we know the quality they've got, and they can hit that quality against us easily.
Okay, so that was Ole's interview. Amanda might be falling asleep there. Vinci, I'm just going to give you guys like about 30 seconds each to discuss about obviously the interview there with Ole. Whenever Ole does an interview, I fall asleep, to be fair, because that's all I can say about him. But he made a great point. And on Monday, I hope you go back and reassess your scoring of Rashford yesterday and that Trashford comment, yeah? Because like what Ole said yesterday, he did run-ins and you did not have your eye test on last night with those and giving him like a 6 or something like that, yeah?
5.
So, Vinci, what do you make of Ole's, if I'll give you like 30 seconds, Ole's press conference there?
I mean, I know generally managers just obviously do this thing where they try and hype up the other team and stuff like that. But I think Ole is very well aware of this rivalry and the intensity of the game, and he's going to instill that in his players, obviously. And I think it's the same thing Klopp's going to be doing as well. I think it should be a good game, and I really feel like the fan base should really reflect his opinions in this particular situation. With regards to the interview, that's what I personally think, because he's wise.
And then let's go to Amonde. You got about 30 seconds as well.
Rubbish. All I'm hearing is he's got no conviction in what he says. Doesn't inspire anybody. What he said about Rashford, he said Rashford was it must be something to do with Rashford receiving criticism about the game he played the other day. He said about Rashford, all the running he done. It's like saying all the running Fred done. Doesn't mean he played well.
Leave Fred alone, man. What's wrong with you like Fred?
We gave Fred a 5. We gave Rashford a 5. The reason is because you running. What is it, Mr. B? With no poor decision making. You know what I'm saying? So Ollie, once again, is not talking tactics. He's not talking anything. He's talking, yeah, this is good, and and this guy ran, and yeah, the thing between Liverpool and Man United. Ollie needs to come better than that, because I'm not seeing anything that inspires me. I just want to fall asleep again and wake up and smell the coffee that Vinci's doing. Two sugars.
What do you make of that?
And milk.
That press conference was dead. That press conference was so boring. But as Vinci said, there's a level of respect that Ollie has to show. Deep down inside, he's thinking like us, that we're going to slap up Liverpool. Yeah, but he can't say that. We can. We can, because
Right.
I know what Ollie's thinking.
Right.
We destroy Liverpool, man, to this season. Let them come back next season, fine. But for this particular 2020 season, 2021, Liverpool, so he wants them finished, but he's not allowed to say it. He's G'd up our players, like obviously Klopp has G'd up his players, but deep down inside, I know Klopp is hoping for a draw. And that's the beauty of it. I feel that he's going to come there hoping that we don't score and hoping that the second half, we don't have the second half that we've been having.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, what we're going to do now, we're just going to go to the team, look at the Man United team. Then I'm going to pick a couple of players that I'm going to be wary of against us on Sunday. And then we let Vinci have the final say because, we're running over time for Vinci at the moment. So let's just get this up and done with. So this is the team for me for tomorrow, for Sunday. Henderson back in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Fred, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, and Cavani. That's where I've gone for my 11. So, Vinci, there's no point I'm going to ask these guys to pick stuff. So I'm going to ask you and that there, because you're running out of time. Who do you fear the most? Give me 3 of the players that you fear the most from that lineup. I'll put it back up on the screen for you.
So there's 2 sides to this. There's who do I fear against us, and just who do I fear as a player. But I'll answer against Liverpool, knowing how my team plays. I think I fear, honestly, it's Bruno then Rashford. Because I think those 2 have the pace and the intelligence. One thing I know that we will do is we will try to stifle double team Pogba. If we're smart, I think we've done that in the past. But if we're smart, we will do that. Fernandes is quite difficult to pocket, but it's possible. I've seen it happen with lesser teams. But to pocket them both and Rashford as well is tough. I'm not worried about Cavani because I know you guys are starting to look for him and his runs these days. But I think if you guys don't have time on the ball, it'll be hard. He will just be looking for second chance opportunities, and he'll be trying to make use of corners and little nicks and stuff and getting the balls in from crosses. But that comes from stopping Rashford. But I think that you guys might play Daniel James, FYI.
Yeah, I think we will. Flash the flash of Man United.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're just going to round this up now. So I've gone with players I think will create problems at Man United tomorrow on Sunday. I've gone for Mane. He hasn't done really well this season, but this could be a game where he could do so well against us. And I know Vinci is not agreeing with me, but I honestly believe Mane might do something. Thiago, again, is another player because the way he can control the midfield and basically play at his own pace. And for me, my worry is Man United, we don't retain the ball well enough. So, yeah. So, Armando, let's round this up. Let's give you about 30 seconds on that.
So, Mane plays on the left wing, inside forward. He'll be coming up against Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka was strolling against Mbappe. So, come on, man. Pick someone else. We've been worried about even Robertson and Mane. Bring them both on. Because there's not a man on this earth walking right now who can show anything to our Wan-Bissaka. Thiago, that guy's finished. I mean, I want to invite him to my five-a-side team every Wednesday. He can kill it there, but he won't be killing it in no Premiership team. But it's just game by passes him by. Not good enough. Quality player needs to play in Europe when they're strolling in the sunshine. Not in the Premiership. He looks out of his depth, out of his element. So I'm not worried. The only player I respect for Liverpool really is Fabinho, and I love Trent. I think Trent is a quality player.
I was like, how can you forget Trent? Trent, if you shut down Trent, I think we're done.
Because I think with Liverpool, they've seen the goals have dried up, and they're with their fullbacks. That's where it all comes from. The overlaps, the 3 guys at the front forward, they squeeze in. The overlaps with the fullbacks, they're the ones to cut out. If you cut out Trent, cut out Robinson, would be fine. I think it's going to be 0-0.
Okay, let's go to Amonde. Mr. B, last comments on that.
Trent's going to do what Trent does, run forward. If Pogba is playing, Pogba is going to end up playing behind Trent in the space that Trent leaves.
Yeah.
I hope Trent is confident in what he does and what he's doing, because that is the system. They never target the other side, Robinson's side. It's always Trent's side. So, Trent, do your thing, because you're a better attacking midfielder than Wan-Bissaka. That's fine. Wan-Bissaka will be up against
Mane.
We'll see which one of our forwards gets the most joy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very confident. So, guys, let's do some of these comments, and then we're going to do the prediction of score prediction. So, Charles. Go on there.
Man City run Manchester. Yeah. Charles, Premier League, European Cup, World Club, Super Cup. Was Ollie at the wheel won? Stop running your gums. 86, 87. We won the treble, actually. Treble.
Hold on. 86, 87, we went in Europe. What treble are you talking about?
Keep coming down. Next one. His history lesson is incorrect. We won the league in 86.
Yeah. And then,
Ollie at the wheel. I'll be parking the bus. Mata, Fred. Mata, Fred, Tommy, and Matic will all be playing. You don't know our team if that's what you think we're not gonna fear you. So no, we won't be defending. We're not gonna be playing Josie tactics. Ollie is at the wheel.
Someone check on Charles, please. I'm a bit concerned about him.
Okay, so let's go to Vinci. Vinci, what's your score prediction for the game?
2 Liverpool.
Okay, scorers.
I think Firmino gets one, and Jota. I think Firmino, because it's one of those games where you guys would look at him and it's going to be one of those headed goals or those like an ugly touch or rebound, like a Cavani goal, like a Cavani goal.
Cavani goal. Mr. B.
2-1 Man United.
Scores.
Rashford and Pogba.
I know this one here. See the game out.
0-0. It'll be 0-0. I'm not going to call it 1-0 this time. I think it'll be 0-0. The reason why, we're comfortable. We're second place in the league. They need to win. They need the points desperately. Okay? So come in, tune into the after party. We'll be having a party here once we get a point off you. You could be down at 8 by the end of the Sunday. You could be late.
Guys, if you're watching...
real quick, so theoretically, on paper, you guys could actually be kicked out of the top 4, yeah?
Yeah, we could.
Mathematics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still.
Okay. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. Nobody's really safe, but I'm just saying.
Then if we win the Europa League, we'll still be in the Champions League.
Fair.
So, guys, last comment, Roland. 2-1 United, Rashford and Bruno to score. I was going to sit there. For me, I was going to say Dogba and Penandes to score a penalty. That was it. Yeah. So 2-1. I was going to go 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. I was going to go with United. So, guys.
Vinci, big up, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Vinci.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for having me. It's been awesome. I've had fun.
Yeah. Vinci, if you are free, we get you back for the reaction show on Sunday, if you're free.
Yeah, most definitely. I want to see your faces after. Especially on Mondays. I want to see it.
He might sit down and wake up after that.
Yeah. Remember, 2 sugars, strong coffee.
Yeah. Linval 3-1 United. Appreciate that, guys. For everyone who's watching, please smash the like button, please subscribe, and join us back on Sunday at 7 o'clock for the reaction show. And fingers crossed we'll get Vinci back on as well, and it might be a bit more heated than today's show. But Vinci, pleasure taking the time out, and guys, have a lovely evening. This is your Man United agenda. Share, like, subscribe, and have a phenomenal weekend. Oh, guys, sorry, I didn't even do one thing before we go. Ready? I didn't do that one. Sorry, guys. Apologies. Head to head before we go.
It makes no difference. Head-to-heads mean nothing.
Yeah, it means nothing in this
This
fixture.
is a derby. You know,
It means nothing.
they're the underdog for the game, so they've got nothing to lose. So they're going to be, you know, that's what they're going to be preaching. They're the underdog, and we're the favourites. I don't care if we're the favourites. I still want to beat them.
Okay.
So real quick, I do want to emphasize that when you guys tied against us earlier this season, my brother's a Man United fan. I actually asked him, why didn't you win? Because you guys should have won with the Liverpool team that's playing. So, I mean, Mr. B said it best. This season, if you guys don't tear us apart, I don't know the next time you have another opportunity.
Next season, don't worry about it. Next season.
Next season. Don't watch that. Next season.
Okay, last few comments here. Rohan, thank you, great show. Linval Stewart, wicked show, guys, appreciate it. Listen, fantastic again, fantastic comments, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for the energy, and we are coming back. United 2-1 on Sunday, 7 o'clock kickoff show with Vinci back on the show, all the way from Canada, joining us, guys. Thank you. Go on, on Monday. On Monday, wants to say something.
I'm a big fan of hip hop, and let's just say this: Vinci brought a brand new flavour in our ear. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vinci. Vinci, pleasure. Absolutely.
Don't make me blush, guys. Stop it.
Craig Mack.
Vinci, brilliant, guys.
Thank you,
guys.
man.
Again, we're actually gonna go now and say have a lovely evening, everyone.